Hi everyone, Queen of Flannel here. Welcome back to the channel. So today I have something a little different, a little special. I'm super excited about this. If you are not familiar with Kori from Colorfully Optimistic and Emma from ElmColors 2020, I will pop links to their channels below. They've created the Coloring Scare Tag. And basically, the gist of this is there are 20 questions related to spooky, scary things. You color your page, something autumn related, something Halloween related, while you answer the questions. And I was tagged by the lovely Erica from ElmColors. If you're not subbed to her, definitely check her channel out as well. Super, super sweet. And again, I'll pop a link to her channel below. And yeah, so you answer the questions and then you tag 3 other content creators to participate. And it's a super cool idea. So I have this cute Hocus Pocus coloring page I got from coloringhome.com. And yeah, so we're going to work on this and answer these questions, which I have over here to my right. So I really want to start coloring Winnie's hair. So I'm going to work on Winnie's hair. Let me just pull my sheet over here a little closer so I can look at this. So the first question is, what weapon would you choose if you were living in The Walking Dead? I would choose a shovel. I feel like it's pretty stealthy. You know, you can throw it if you're strong enough. I guess you could throw it. You could hit a zombie from a distance. You could sneak up on a zombie. So yeah, my weapon of choice would be a shovel. I don't know why. I guess, I was talking to my son about, it's a video game called Far Cry 5. Well, the whole series is called Far Cry, but Far Cry 5, I know of a content creator on Twitch who did an entire run of the game using nothing but a shovel. So I guess maybe it was because that was on my mind. Just trying to, oh, and I'm using my Derwent Pro Colors and my Derwent Lightfast pencils for this, since I forgot to mention that. All right. Next question is, if you were paid to stay the night in a haunted house, would you, and how much would they have to give you? I would do it. I would stay in a haunted house, and they honestly probably wouldn't have to pay me much. I don't mind the kind of like thrill type being scared. Obviously, like, I don't want to be scared for my life, but I wouldn't mind staying in a haunted house. I used to at one point I thought it would be cool to be a ghost hunter. I used to watch the ghost hunter show, and some of those shows, like I think it was MTV that used to have this show where they would legitimately pay people to go into these haunted locations and stay there, and I always thought it would be cool to do something like that. So yeah, you really wouldn't have to pay me very much. Honestly, you probably wouldn't even have to pay me at all. You just asked me, "Hey, will you stay here for the night?" I would do it. Yeah. So, I'm not really I'm not going to say I'm not scared of things, but I actually I like going to places like that, which I'll talk more about one of the later questions. What superstition or urban legend do I believe? I don't really um I don't really consider myself like superstitious is the thing. I don't Did I have another orange here? I thought I pulled a different orange for this. But yeah, I'm not really a superstitious person, I guess. I do believe in Loch Ness. I think that's legit. And I guess I probably would say that I believe in like the Yeti, like Bigfoot, but I've never been like, oh no, I walked under a ladder. 7 years or what is it? It it's not 7 years bad luck if you walk under a ladder, is it? That's if you break a mirror. Yeah, so I'm not really superstitious. See, I feel it. I don't know. Maybe. See, now I'm racking my brain to think like I'm probably like super boring to answer these questions. I actually thought I had pulled a brighter orange for this. But I mean, this isn't bad. I can use this and just darken around the edges for the shading. But yeah, we'll just go with this. And then see what else I have pulled here. Um so that was question number 3. The next question number 4 is what horror movie did you never get over? So I when I was a kid, like my stepdad, he used to watch all of the creepy movies like Pet Cemetery and um Poltergeist and Child's Play and whatnot. And I think as like a little kid, they used to freak me out. But my sister, who is 4 years younger than me, had zero zero issues with um you know with watching those movies, even though my parents were like, no, you can't watch this, go upstairs, you can't watch these, they're not for kids. And I do remember my stepdad had Poltergeist on one day, and my sister was at night, and she did it. God, I'm trying to remember how old she would have been. 4, 5? But she sat at the bottom of the stairs in the dark And I remember coming out and she turns around super slow and does the whole "they're here." I remember being freaked out about that for quite a while. And the fact that my sister is, was a little like blonde haired, blue eyed, Carol esque child didn't help. Um, I think at one point I had this like weird thing where I thought Freddy Krueger used to live like underneath my bed. And so I would I would do the whole like in the dark run, jump up onto the bed so I didn't have to touch the floor. But in terms of horror movies or scary movies that like traumatized me, that have like stuck with me, I would have to say probably, and this was when I was an adult. So I worked at a video store. That was my first job. I was a clerk. And we used to get screening copies for certain movies. And we would be able to take them home and preview them, and then come back and be able to talk to people about, whether the movie was good, whether it was horrible. And sometimes my boss would use that to make decisions about how many copies of certain movies she was going to buy for rental. But anyway, so we got a screening copy of Cabin Fever, and I took it home. And if you're not familiar with it, like, I couldn't even watch the whole movie. It's basically this group of kids, and they're out in the middle of the woods, and some weird disease starts like spreading through them. And the one girl is sitting in the bathtub, and I think like she's realizing like that she's caught this virus. And so she's sitting in the bathtub crying and shaving her legs. And this is kind of gross, so just pre-warning. And let's just say that think about a time if you shave your legs that you maybe cut yourself, and multiply that by like 100. And that was pretty much the gist of this scene. And yeah, I had real issues shaving my legs for quite some time after watching that one. And the whole movie was just gross. I don't mind like certain gory things, but it depends on how it's done. And that one, 0 out of 10, would not recommend. So that was the movie that stuck with me. Cabin Fever. Don't watch it. Disgusting. Let's... Let's see. So, what is your favorite scary and or Halloween coloring book? I actually don't have very many like Halloween themed coloring books. Um, I thought about getting a couple of I can't remember who the author is, but they're the hold on, I'm gonna have to Gonna have to look this up now. Is it? I don't even know where my phone went. Robert Allen? I'll look it up and I'll put it on the screen. But I thought about picking up a couple of his books. But I just haven't, I don't know, I've been trying not to spend a whole bunch of money since we just bought a new car. But I do have the French edition of Sorcières, which I picked up because I found one of Lucy Just Adds Colors videos, and she did a page out of it. And so I picked it up because I saw it on Lucy's channel, and that's really the only like Halloween book I have. And I'm actually working on trying to plan a page out of that book for later later on in the month. So that's so yeah. Kind of a boring answer. But yeah, hopefully hopefully I'll get to show you guys that book. Because like I said, that's the only one I have. You know, I've been coloring with the Inktense pencils and the watercolor pencils because I'm working on part 2 of my first episode of my Lonely Book Club series. And I'm using Inktense pencils on that one, and this is the first thing I think I've colored with just colored pencils since my Kraken picture, which is not there's no, actually no, that's over on Twitch. I believe there's some video footage of me working on that one, but I had forgotten just how slow colored pencil only is. We're 18 minutes in and all I've colored is Winnie's hair, and I'm still not done with it. So this may end up being something that I finish off stream and then I'll throw the final up on on the Instagram, but cuz yeah, I'm going to have to pull out the blenders. So yeah, I might not do all of the blending while I'm recording, but yeah, this is gonna take a hot minute. Let's see. So we did favorite scary or Halloween coloring book. What is the scariest book you've ever read? You guys can feel free to laugh at me about this one because it's not it's actually not, probably not a scary book, at least now it now that I'm an adult, it wouldn't be, but I used to read those Goosebumps books as a kid. And there was one about gnomes. And that scared me pretty good as a kid. 'Cause I'm not really like a horror book type person. I'm not really like a horror watcher in general. I just aren't really, which is weird considering I stream Dead by Daylight over on Twitch, but I guess that's not really considered, I wouldn't really consider that horror, you know, in the sense of like terror. Um, but yeah, it would probably be that the Goosebumps book. Um, is it Attack of the Lawn Gnomes, I think it was called? Something like that. I think that's what it was. Attack of the Lawn Gnomes. It's a fun little picture to color. Let's see. Question number 7. If you could be a scary monster, what one would you be? Um, you know what? I guess I would just be like I would just be like a Bigfoot or a Yeti. Are Bigfoot and the Yeti the same thing? I think I would just be like one of those. Because I don't think they're like monsters in the like the sense that you think of monsters. I think they're just like misunderstood mythical creatures that just want to live their lives and we just, we don't understand them. So, I would just be a yeti doing my thing out in the middle of wherever yetis live. So, sidebar before we get to the next question. I I actually have my phone playing music. I've got my headphones on. Um because obviously we can't put copyright music. And Ghostbusters theme just came on. I put on like a Halloween playlist to, get me in the groove. But yeah, does anybody else like I don't know, it's weird. I guess I just feel like uncomfortable talking out loud without something in the background. Total sidebar on that one. But I'm still trying to adjust to recording versus like live streams, I guess is what it is. See, now I kind of want to watch Ghostbusters. Now all I can think about is Ghostface from Scary Movie. What's your favorite scary movie? Let's next question. Where is the scariest place you have ever been? Um, well, that is I'll say probably the scariest place I have ever been where I feared for my life is related to my military service, and I will leave it at that. Um, in terms of just scary, like spooky, scary. The Winchester Mystery House. I don't have my brush here. My one of my ex-boyfriends and I, when we were stationed in California, went to the Winchester Mystery House. And if you're not familiar with the history, basically, um, the heiress, wife of the heiress of the Winchester Rifle Company, lost um, her husband and child to illness. And so she had this house constructed and just continuously did like work on it, but there's staircases that lead to nowhere and doors that if you walk out them you will plummet to the ground, and she just kept adding on to this house with I guess, you know, a little bit of no like real like plan, I guess would be the best way to put it. And so there's, you know, rumors that when she passed away, um she passed away in the house. And so there's rumors that obviously that it is, find my eraser here real quick. But anyways, Winchester Mystery House. So rumors are that it's haunted. They opened it up as a tourist attraction. So we went and did one of the tours, and we were like the last group in the house that night, or the last tour. And we didn't notice it until later when we were looking at like the videos that we had taken, that we caught some weird black thing on one of our videos, and we couldn't figure out what it was. You know, we shared it online, and of course, you know, people are like, oh, it's a bird, but it's like, I think we would have heard a bird flapping around. I have no idea if that footage is still out there anywhere, if my ex has it or what, but I guess that would probably be the scariest haunted related place that I've been, would be the Winchester Mystery House in California. I had another color here I was gonna use for some shading. I'm not very well versed in coloring people. I don't do it very often. It intimidates me. So we're just, and I feel like these guys are pretty pale as it is, so that's not too bad. Next question is, are you scared of the dark, and if so, what scares you the most about the dark? I wouldn't really say I'm afraid of the dark. There's definitely times, especially when, when I'm alone, or if I'm in an unfamiliar place where I might be a little more like apprehensive, but I guess the only time that I would say that something something potentially would freak me out in the dark would be if I had to walk in the city downtown at night. I don't know, that's just not that I want to get into like a super heavy topic, but it would definitely be walking in an unfamiliar location in the dark. As sad as it is to say. And it actually kind of freaks me out a little bit more now, because I used to my old car actually had a key. And so, you're out walking and you have your keys in your hand, so you can open your car up quickly, or if need be, use your key as a weapon. And um my new car has like a fob, but it doesn't have a actual like key. Where are Okay, well, I'm gonna kind of like give her I'm pretty sure her eyes are brown. Yeah, because Sarah's eyes are blue, and Winnie and um Mary's eyes are brown, so I'm kind of gonna have to kind of winging this here. And if I can always go back in with the Posca pen and kind of adjust these highlights if I need to. Actually, don't hate that. She's got, let's see what I have out here. Trying to see what her eyeshadow looks like. I think I might go with this Merlot color. It's super. She does have eyeshadow on, so. She's also got these really bright blush cheeks. So I don't know if I pulled a pink out. Okay, I'll come back to I'll come back to the cheeks. So that was question number 9. Question number 10. Do you go to the bathroom with the lights on or off after a scary movie? And if you have a closet, would you need to have the door fully closed to sleep? I haven't watched a scary movie in forever. I feel like as a kid, I probably would have had to turn the lights on. And definitely have to keep the closet door closed. That's a given. I actually really like the way this is looking. I know the skin tone looks a little wonky on camera, but yeah, I really like the way this is turning out. So we're just gonna stick with Winnie. That way, if I don't finish the whole picture, at least maybe one character will get done. So let me grab my... Where did I put them? My skin tone colors. And I'll do her arms. Question 11. Do I prefer to watch scary movies with others or alone? I would say probably with others. And like I said, I haven't really watched any scary movies since I was younger. In the sense of like horror movies. But I think it's probably like always, you know, more fun to watch movies with other people, but I would definitely watch with others. And see, now it's my son is at that age where he wants to watch some of that stuff, and I'm like, so he's 11, just for reference, and you know, he's a good kid, and it's kind of one of those things like, am I a horrible parent if I just let him, you know, I just let him watch some of that stuff? Am I horrible, you know? Is it, I don't know. But yeah, so Joe is starting to get into that era or genre, not era. Question 12. Do you want to be a vampire, a zombie, or a werewolf, and why? Probably a zombie, just because they just get to lumber around, you know, eat brains. I just feel like the stress of transforming into a werewolf or having to, you know, suck blood. Just, I feel like the stress of that would be, like, a lot. So yeah, I would be a zombie. Just, I don't know, you're kind of lazy. schlub around. So that would be my... That would be my choice. Would be zombie. I only pulled one green. Didn't I? All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see where this gets us. Question 13. Would you participate in the zombie run, which is a city event that is like a haunted fun run? And if so, would you be a zombie or a runner? I would do either. I mean, I obviously with the pandemic, fitness kind of went by the wayside. But I am still in the military. I really need to get back into running, at least to, pass my fitness test. And so I need to start getting back into that. At one point, a few years ago, I trained and ran a 5K, and then before the pandemic hit, I was going to start training to run a half marathon, and obviously that didn't happen. So I could do both. You know what's funny though is there's an app. I know it's definitely on iOS. I'm not sure about other brands, but it's called Zombies Run. And I used to use this when I was training, especially when I was on active duty. And you basically play the part of a character called Runner 5. And there's different episodes that you listen to while you're running, and it tells the story of this like base of people who have survived a zombie apocalypse, basically. So when you run, you're playing this character, and they send you out on missions, and they tell you stories about other characters, and you collect supplies as you run, and use them to build up your little like virtual base. And there's a setting in the app that it's like an interval mode, and it's called zombie mode. And so if you turn this on at random points during your run, you will the radio guy who's like directing you and who's telling the stories will come on and tell you, "Oh no, there's a horde off to your right." And you have to speed up for a certain amount of time and maintain your speed, or else you get hit by one of the zombies, and any supplies that you've picked up on your run, you drop. And it's kind of like, I don't recommend using this in the dark, especially if like you're easily spooked, because it uses your GPS and landmarks that are near you when you run. So I was doing it the one day I was on the track on base, and there's a parking lot at one point, like off to the right, and he comes on and he actually says, "In the parking lot to your right, zombies, run." So yeah, I could see that being kind of scary if you're like running near some woods and all of a sudden the dude comes on and he's like, "Zombies in the woods in front of you, run." And it's dark out. Yeah. Don't do that. But anyways, it is a cool app if you're into running, if you want to start running, if you know, um it's called Zombies Run. And they have all um different like programs in it. There's like a 5K, 10K like prep courses. There's just little like short runs, all different things to fit, your running style, your goals in it, you know. But anyway, so I would do either to answer the question. I would either be a zombie or I would be a runner. I think it would be fun to do zombie makeup too. So I went back to school for theater after I left active duty, and we did some of that like special effects makeup. So I've done some of that on my channel over on Twitch too. Not zombies, but stage makeup type stuff. Um Question 14. Do you prefer gory, creepy, or cute and spooky? So I'm not. I think there's a level of gore I tolerate, and then there is a level where I'm just like, no. So I used to be a self-aid buddy care instructor when I was on active duty, and it's basically like combat first aid. And so some of the visuals and the things that you are teaching in this class are graphic, And I'm I'm okay with that. I think possibly if I was ever in this situation where I legitimately had to treat some of those injuries, I might feel differently. My biggest thing that I can't handle is the sound of bones twisting and breaking. Can't do it. Can't watch it. Can't see it happening. Can't hear it. I can't watch the part of Death Becomes Her where she falls down the stairs for that reason. My husband thinks it's hilarious, like when I get like bent out of shape about it, but the sound puts me off. So in that sense, I would go with cute and spooky over like gory. I guess it just depends on like how it's done. Like we just watched the Kingsman movies, and there's a lot of there's some graphic um injuries and whatnot in that movie, but I think because it's done in like the context of action, it's tolerable, and it's more about that than like, oh wow, she just like completely split that dude in half, than just straight up like gore. Not too much a fan of that kind of gore. I'm gonna have to pull a lighter green out, I think, to do some of these highlights. just fine because I can work my shadows in here, and we actually might get Winnie finished. Trying to keep this because I don't want this to be like super long. Maybe I can't color and talk. My problem. Question 15. What scares you the most about being home alone? I haven't been home alone in a long time. My husband and my son are pretty much like always here. I mean, if I am alone, it's usually in a hotel on base. And so I'm not really like alone because there's other people in other rooms nearby. I guess it would just be like if something happened, you know, and guess what it would be is not so much me being afraid of being home by myself, but if my husband wasn't here and it was just me and Joe and something happened, I think would be what would probably I would have the most issues with. And that's not to say that I don't think like I could handle myself. It's just that I don't know. It's the not having backup if something like that happened that I think would bother me the most. And we live in a pretty safe neighborhood, so I really like the way this is turning out. You know, darken up underneath Book here. Now I want to watch this movie. Question 16. Would you rather walk through a cornfield or a forest in the dark? So I've done both. I guess this is just like military thinking here, but I feel like there's tactical advantages and disadvantages to both. I mean, obviously with the cornfield, you have cover and concealment, but then also so does whatever potentially could be like chasing you. You know, in a forest, I guess. Like it's open, so you have more prep time, I guess, to see if something is coming towards you. So I guess having that, I guess if I had to choose, I would go with forest, just to have that like lead time of being able to see, and presumably there's also going to be places where you could hide in the forest as well. So I feel like best of all worlds on that one would be forest. Interesting story though, since we're talking about cornfields, is I come from a very small little town in New York. And this is I haven't thought about this in a long time, but when I was a teenager and I was going through my confirmation at church, I grew up in the Episcopal Church, just for point of reference, and we had an event. We went to another denomination's service, and then we had a meetup, a gathering. I think it's part of, either way, it was a church related function, and so we were at somebody's house, and they lived out in the country. And I remember playing this game called Persecution. I don't exactly remember the rules of it, but I do remember that it entailed running through the dark, through a cornfield in the dark. Super probably weird game for a church function, but yeah. Question 17. If you could make a magic potion, what would it do and what ingredients would it take to make? So, hmm. I guess I would make my potion something to do with finishing laundry. Something that I could just, like, pour on the laundry and it would just do itself. Because I feel like that's like legit all I do is laundry. In fact, after I'm done recording this, I have to go throw laundry in the machine. And if it's not human laundry, it's animal laundry. We have 6 guinea pigs and they're housed on fleece, so I do their laundry too. So, definitely not something that I'm going to drink for obvious reasons. But I guess to make my potion, laundry detergent, a dirty sock, a pinch of borax, and a dryer sheet would do it. That's my potion. Something that would do my laundry for me. Question 18. What is your what was your favorite Halloween costume of all time? So I mean, I've done a couple like cosplays since I left college. My son and I dressed as, well, he dressed as Michael Myers, who obviously has his own franchise, but I dressed as Jake Park from the game Dead by Daylight. And Joe dressed as Michael Myers. Then I think it was the last year before COVID, I dressed up as Bill Overbeck from Left 4 Dead. As a kid, I would say probably my favorite costumes would be, I dressed as Groucho Marx one year. Made the huge mistake of putting Vaseline in my hair to slick it back. Yeah, that it took forever to get that out of my hair, but it's still, you know, I thought the costume was clever. I do remember getting yelled at by a teacher because I had made a fake cigar out of like a toilet paper roll, and she said I was promoting smoking. Like, it's fake, you know, but okay. It was still one of my favorite. And then my other one, in this one, I got this idea from an episode of Roseanne, but there was one year I dressed up as a, God, I hope this doesn't offend anybody. I was a kid. I thought the idea was clever. It was obviously before September 11th. I would never dare do anything like this after, like, but anyways, I was a kid. I saw this on an episode of Roseanne. I dressed up as a flight attendant who had been in a crash. I don't know if I would call it a favorite costume in retrospect. Clever at the time, maybe, but yeah. Um would you, not question 19, would you rather have as a friend Michael Myers, Pennywise, Alien, Predator, or Freddy Krueger, and why? Definitely not Pennywise. No clowns here. Actually, you know what? I can't say that, considering that the character that I main in Dead by Daylight is the clown. I guess because I don't have to actually look at him. I did dress as him though, so, but he's not really like a scary clown like Pennywise, so definitely not Pennywise. Not my type of clown. I guess out of this group, I would probably go with Michael Myers because he's quiet and he's not gonna bother me, you know? He'll just sit there silently. Trying to see what color her things are. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Might have to do something with her arm after this. Which actually, you know what? That works. So this is how far we got. And I will probably continue working on this after I'm done recording, because we are at question 20, which isn't really a question. It is tag 3 people you would like to participate in the coloring scare tag. So I am new to the adult coloring community, so I'm still trying to get to know people. I also can't actually tag anyone because I'm not at the sub threshold, but I am going to choose 3 people, and hopefully they find this video and hopefully they want to participate. No pressure. If it's not something you want to do, 100% cool. If you are not tagged in this and you want to take part, you can put the hashtag in your title. I will put the questions below in the description. And just do it you know, on your own, and then tag 3 people yourself. So I'll have all that in the description. I am going to tag Nicole from Nicole's Happy Place, Lucy from Lucy Just Adds Color, and Coloring with K. So hopefully you guys see this and decide you want to participate. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Thank you, Kori and Emma, for creating this tag. Thank you, Erica, for tagging me. I appreciate you guys. If you like this video, feel free to a sub. Hold on, I gotta do it in order of the button. A like, a sub, hit the bell to get notified when I post new content, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, Queen of Flannel here. I just wanted to pop back in real quick and let you guys know that I found out some information about this picture after I had already filmed my video and had it, you know, just about ready to go. I actually pulled it back out of render. I wanted to include this. The website that I got this picture from is not the original artist of this line work. I was making my thumbnail and I found this out. The original artist is a content creator on DeviantArt by the name of Ghouls and Gals. I will link to their page in the description below. I've also reached out to them to let them know that I found their artwork on this other website, and if they come back and they ask me to take my video down, I will take my video down. Hopefully I hear something back, but I really wanted to, you know, I really wanted to get this out there because I was super excited to take part in the, you know, in Kori and Emma's tag. So yeah, lesson learned on my part, but thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next one.